Hi, welcome back to Inner Peace Place. I'm Karen. Today's lesson is number 23, and it's titled, Are They Really Doing Their Best? The premise for this work is that personality self-decisions and actions are made from past experiences and past habits that we have, and soul self, higher self decisions and actions are made with the information given to us in this moment. So when we think of other people, you can observe other people and you think, geez, are they really doing the best that they can? So we have to understand that some people are in a continual state of being overwhelmed with life. They're hoping that if they ignore what's going on around them, the emotion, the pain, any of the feelings that they're having about their life, they will just simply melt away, go away. That is a way of being. It's very common, actually. They're hoping that if they wait it out long enough, things are going to change around them, and it'll change on its own. So in other words, they feel like they don't really need to get involved with it because it is so painful that if they just, put up a wall and ignore it, things will change. So they're trying to avoid pain or discomfort or even physical aggression by just shutting themselves off. Now, they may not walk around with their eyes closed, obviously, but they have emotional walls built up that are invisible. And it's more comfortable for them because they have these walls built up that they understand, that they lovingly and tirelessly build for protection. It is a consuming habit to have walls built up around you, and by trying to avoid pain or discomfort from others or from the world, and building walls day in and day out and fixing the holes that may pop up or filling the grout lines a little bit once in a while, it is extremely draining on the individuals. And rather than assessing their lifestyle for options or for any type of change, their energy goes into putting up walls. The pain and the despair is so draining that they can't see out past their walls. It's like living in a mayonnaise jar that's almost empty, where the walls, the glass is still hazy. And so they've created these walls of the mayonnaise jar, and so they perceive a protection because they don't have to see out clearly. They can just close it off. This may appear to be a stagnant lifestyle, but it isn't. It's full of energy and accommodation. So it isn't that they're not living. They are living, but they're living in a state of being consumed. They may have consumed the energies of being a victim to the world. This is so common. I think all of us have done it somewhat in our lives. I don't think that this is isolated for just people that live on the streets or that are very, extreme one way or the other. There's a little piece of this in all of us. Existence is valuable. Just keep remembering that. All existence, all people, and the life path that they've chosen is valuable. There is no judger sitting around saying, well, you're not very functional, and you're not this, and you're not that. You should do this. The energy of the universe graciously accepts anything that is created by our skills. And building walls is a skill set. Avoidance is a skill set. So when you think about someone that you're observing, or perhaps yourself, you may think that their skills are not very well honed, that they haven't worked on it. But actually, it's quite the opposite. They're very productive in what they're doing. They created a life that is meeting their needs as they can see them. And again, if they're in a mayonnaise jar, the way they see the world and how they relate to it will be different than someone who has less mayonnaise in their mayonnaise jar or more mayonnaise in their mayonnaise jar. So you can't judge. You cannot judge. Don't judge yourself if you're the one in the mayonnaise jar and it's not very clear and you've been rubbing on the glass trying to see out once in a while, and then it's too much energy, so you smear it over again. That is an existence. And from your higher self's perspective, it is valuable. So when we fall into habit of judgment, again, judgment of ourselves for being this way, habit of judgment for others that you're looking at, we are partaking in a activity that isn't self-loving. When I judge something, I'm not loving myself when I judge it. When I judge me, I'm not loving myself when I judge myself. Whenever I judge, I fall out of my awareness of the connection to my higher self. My higher self does not judge. So if you find yourself judging yourself or others, you need to stop and be still and replenish that connection, or fluff it, or plug in that battery of connection to your all that is, to your guidance. This is a universal truth. Judgment does not come from here. Judgment is an earth plane activity. And sometimes it's quite fun to partake in. Do you like green pillows or red pillows? Do you like a long sleeve shirt or a short sleeve shirt? So judgment in itself is not a bad word. It's when you project it onto someone else or internalize it as a means of pulling you down or not embellishing the goodness in yourself. When you are able to let go of the habit of judgment of others and of yourself, a huge amount of energy will be at your disposal. When you're in a state of judgment, you're using up a lot of the energy that you could be using for upward flowing activities. Wall building, wall maintenance is extremely consuming as far as your energy battery. And so if you find that you're in this kind of situation, baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. Work on self-love first. If you're observing someone that is in this state, work on self-love first. Kind of redundant, isn't it? We're all needing to work on self-love so that we can project and habitually focus on the things in our lives that are beautiful, so that we don't feel the need to judge and or build a wall for protection purposes. There is no value more necessary than self-love. Because when you have self-love, you immediately are connected, and from that connection, you can help others in your community, in your environment, by just simply being. You're not going over to say, You need to do this, sweetheart. Oh, you sweet thing, if only you would do this. That's not where we want to go. Self-love means that you're radiating acceptance to others. We're not judging if they're doing their best, because actually we are all doing our best in each moment with the skills that we have. And that is the universal truth. So getting out of the habits that we have of judging whether or not someone is working hard enough or being in the moment enough, whatever it is, let it go and find your connection and be joyful in that connection. And that automatically helps you focus on what is right or what is joyful around you in that moment. I hope some of this resonated with you. Join me again for another lesson, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.